So my story about finding out what my husband looks like is a funny one. I first met him when my vision was rapidly declining, so I still like noticed him out of a crowd and was like, I'm pretty sure that man's attractive. But we were pretty strictly friends for about a year. But I did get this pair of contacts that let me see people's faces really well. I didn't keep them, it was a mess, but for about 2 days I could see people's faces. And he heard that I got these contacts. He was so nervous about me seeing him. At least I think he was, because I could feel the energy. And I went over to see him, and I was so focused on the crevices on his faces, because it was almost like sensory overload for me. That I was like touching his face. He was so convinced that I thought he was ugly. And it didn't help when I made comments about the details on his face. So yeah, it was more like a sensory overload moment and less of like a fairy tale moment. But it hit me later. So this was pretty funny. When I first brought my now husband home to my parents when we first started dating, I still didn't have great vision. It was getting better, but I still hadn't really pieced him all together visually. So my mom ends up meeting him, and at the end of the night, she comes up to me and she goes, "Sophie, I didn't know you brought home Ryan Reynolds."